from the Lakeside Newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
COVID cases on the rise in Henrico, a citizen exclusive about use of force by Henrico Police this year, and a student-led protest in Short Pump. We'll have details about those stories and more in today's Henrico News Minute for Monday, July 13th, 2020. It's brought to you today by Henrico Area Mental Health.
And now for the news.
Well, after several weeks of dwindling new cases of COVID-19 in Henrico, the county has witnessed the most reported cases during a 3-day period that it's seen in more than a month. A total of 115 new cases were reported between Friday and Sunday in the county. That's the most since 145 between June 6th and 8th. Now, overall, the county has reported more than 2,860 cases, with those in their 30s representing the highest percentage of any age group, about 17%. The good news is that only 4 hospitalizations have been reported during the past 3 days. Blacks account for a little more than 1/3 of all cases reported in the county. That's just slightly higher than the overall percentage of blacks in the county, about 31%. But nearly half of all the 269 Henricoans hospitalized because of the virus are black. That's a figure that is much more disproportionate. Latinos in the county are also at a disproportionate risk. They account for about 26% of all cases, but make up just 6% of the county's population. Whites, by contrast, are about 57% of the population, but they account for less than 30% of the county's COVID-19 cases. About 300 cases of the virus have been confirmed in those 19 and younger in Henrico. That's about 10% of all cases in the county. That age range, however, has accounted for only 5 hospitalizations and no deaths. In total, there have been 173 virus-related deaths in Henrico. Exactly half occurred in those 80 or older, and all but 10 of the others occurred in those in their 60s or 70s. Well, data obtained by the Henrico Citizen last week shows that Henrico Police have used force in 35 separate incidents so far this year, and 1 officer has been disciplined for use of force actions. That's according to data supplied by the department. 18 of the 35 incidents have been reviewed internally so far. The other 17 have not been. Police provided the citizen with data about the use of force related only to those 18 incidents, and it shows that officers used force against 21 people in those cases, 14 of whom were black, 6 of whom were white, and 1 of whom was Hispanic. 18 of the 21 were arrested, and 12 of them required medical attention at the scene, according to the data. 8 incidents occurred in the division's Central District, 6 in the Western District, and 4 in the South District. Among the uses of force were pepper spray 6 times, a taser 5 times, and empty hand techniques 11 times. That's defined as any physical contact with bare hands. Every Henrico officer involved in a use of force incident is required to file a separate report about it, and other police officials then review and investigate each one to ensure compliance with division policy. As a result, there are multiple reports often filed about the same incident. The Virginia State Code does not require police departments to release their use of force reports or data, but it does not forbid them from doing so if they choose. Henrico Police declined the citizen's request for the full reports, citing several portions of the state code, but the citizen then requested less specific data related to those incidents, which the division provided. The county's Board of Supervisors is currently receiving public input about the possibility of establishing a civilian review board that could weigh in to an unknown extent on possible misconduct by officers. You can read more about this article at henricocitizen.com by clicking under Government.
As we all strive to do our part during this extraordinary time, Henrico Area Mental Health serves as your local and public mental health agency, continuing to do its part. We all experience mental health challenges, especially during extreme, challenging times.
It doesn't matter your age, gender, race, or ethnicity. Each person is affected differently. If you're a resident of Charles City, New Kent, or Henrico counties, and you, a family member or friend or someone you know, may need someone to talk to about the mental health challenges being experienced.
Do your part and call us at 804-727-8515. That's 804-727-8515. We're here to help. Remember, mental health is good health. Call Henrico Area Mental Health at 804-727-8515. That number again is 804-727-8515.
This message comes to you from Henrico County CSB Prevention Services.
Henrico's Jail West is now experiencing a significant outbreak of COVID-19 as 43 more inmates have tested positive for the virus. That brings the total number infected there to 46. The new results came Friday. That was after the county had conducted mass testing of inmates and staffers at the jail following the initial 3 positive test results of inmates. Of the 43 new inmates who tested positive, 9 have mild symptoms while the others remain asymptomatic. 26 other inmates and 18 jail staff members tested negative, but results are pending on more than 100 other staffers and contractors. 8 inmates refused to be tested. The sheriff's office has separated as a group the inmates who have tested positive and is preparing to test all inmates and staff at the Jail West and Jail East. As of Friday, the county had 594 inmates at Jail West and 537 at Jail East. Anyone released on or after June 20th is eligible to receive free testing for the virus as well. For details, contact the sheriff's office at 501-4571. Well, an attempted protest in Short Pump last month largely fizzled out, but one organized almost entirely by Henrico County high school students marched Saturday from Short Pump Park to Short Pump Town Center and back in an effort to bring attention to racial and economic disparity within the county's public school system. It was organized by students under the name Henrico Justice, a group that had previously attended a protest at Matthew Robinson Park June 27th. The event attracted more than 200 students, teachers, and county residents to make the march to the mall and back. For 2 of the lead organizers, Taylor White, a rising Henrico High School senior, and Natalie Christensen, who graduated from Godwin High School last month, the level of support they saw at the march and on social media from fellow students has been encouraging, they told the Citizen. Said White, quote, "Our generation is kind of one of a kind. We're unafraid to call people out. There is much less of a tolerance to keep doing things the way we do just because that's the way things have always been," end quote. We were on scene Saturday for the event, and you can read our complete coverage and see photos from it at henricocitizen.com by clicking under Community. Henrico residents who are having financial difficulties due to COVID-19 and who may be at risk of losing their rental homes or apartments can apply for emergency support through the Henrico County COVID-19 Emergency Rental Assistance Program. Funding is available for qualifying income-eligible households that have been impacted by job loss, furlough, reduction in hours of pay, or other factors spurred by the pandemic. The emergency program is designed to prevent homelessness. Assistance is intended for Henrico renters who are facing imminent loss of their residences. The county received $360,000 from the Federal CARES Act to fund that effort. Now, to learn more or apply, you can call the Department of Social Services at 501-5294. You can also visit henricocitizen.com and look for this article under Government to find a direct link. Emergency rental payments of as much as $1,500 a month will be made on behalf of the residents who qualify for the program. The payments can cover overdue rent, delinquency fees, and court filing fees, and they'll be available for up to 4 months. Applicants will need to provide documentation about the economic impact of the pandemic on their finances and household income, as well as additional verification. Today's Henrico News Minute has been brought to you by the Steve Dowdy Insurance Agency with State Farm. You can save up to 30% with Drive Safe and Save. Contact Steve Dowdy today at 788-9022 to learn more.